I spent the vast majority of my time in college, well, traveling.
Just in the last 2 years, I've been to 7 countries, spent over 20 hours in Chinese airports, illegally scaled the 2 tallest buildings west of the Mississippi River, and driven the length of the west coast of the United States
twice. And of the 10 national parks that I've been to in that time, my absolute favorite is Death Valley. Death Valley, the hottest, lowest, most desolate, most uninhabitable place on the planet. Let me explain. When we first started our November pilgrimage to the park 3 years ago, it was pretty much a back burner idea. Use the 3-day Veterans Weekend to go a little off the beaten path. Or way off the beaten path.
This is literally the sickest park of all time.
That no one talks about.
No one knows about.
And like the gluttons for punishment that we are, we went, and it was absolute anarchy. Just total Mad Maxian anarchy in all its glory, but just amazing nonetheless. The funny thing is, that first trip to Death Valley was where I made my first video. The video that led to me working with an Emmy Award-winning production company. I mean, I don't know. And so, traditions are born. We went the next year, bringing even more friends to go and see the valley, the world's oldest living thing, and the tallest mountain in the contiguous United States. And this year, except this time we rented a Jeep from LAX and turned it into an off-roading trip. Or like a really, really off-roading trip. And after 3 years, I couldn't think of a better way to bookend our tradition. If the original idea was to take us out of our comfort zone, then it's worked its job, it's done its course. I guess now we have to move on to a place that offers a new kind of torture. I don't know, maybe one with more colors. There's this running joke between my friends and I that we spend hundreds of hours in cars and thousands of dollars on gas and flights just to hang out. But there's something about the Death Valley tradition that's different. It's a pilgrimage, a cleansing, an ego check in the hundreds of miles of desert dirt and sand that reminds you that all of your biggest successes and failures are so infinitely small. In that first trip, I was frantically looking for something new. I was tired of creating the same images I'd seen on Instagram over and over again. And so I found filmmaking, and it jump-started my career. Last year, we're struggling to find our path again after another half-assed attempt to try to revive Venture, our adventure blog. And now, with my 6-year relationship having ended and only a few months from finishing college, I couldn't feel any more like I have no idea what I'm doing. But if there's any place that can embody unforgiving, unjudging open space, it's the purgatory that's Death Valley. That it couldn't care less about Instagram likes or YouTube views or Tinder matches for that matter. Who knew it would be the place closest to the scape of Mars that would ground us back on Earth? Or like 300 feet below sea level.